There is nothing more natural, we are told, than a parent's desire to leave money to their kids to ensure their security. And there's nothing that provokes more fury among the middle classes than the prospect of an average home, particularly in the south of England, being grabbed off them at death by the evil taxman. Except that it's a complete load of codswallop. A report on Saturday from the Resolution Foundation lifts the lid on what's really happening with inheritances. Firstly, let's call a halt to the nonsense that the money goes to kids, or to young adults needing a hand up the property ladder. The average age at which someone receives an inheritance is 61. These people are certainly not kids indeed. Many of the recipients of unearned inheritances, largely created by property inflation, not personal endeavor, will be grandparents themselves. Now let's look at who receives the money. The report reveals how it doesn't really go to those who need a leg up, it goes to those who already have assets. Resolution looked at the millennial generation, generally those seen as reaching their late teens and early 2020s after 2000, and found that the ones who haven't got on the property ladder are likely to be those whose parents also never made it. In contrast, 83% of millennials who have bought their homes have parents who also bought their own homes. You can see where inheritance is going. What it does is simply entrench inequality and make the divide between the housing haves and have-nots wider. Make no mistake about the flood of inheritance money on its way, with the amount of money passed on set to more than double over the next 2 decades and peak in 2035, as high-wealth baby boomers progress through old age. But this money won't be a silver bullet for younger adults priced out of the property market. As the Resolution Foundation says, inheritances will be distributed unequally and arrive far too late in life. Social mobility risks grinding to a near halt, making it much more difficult to become wealthy from one's own endeavors. Society will, more than ever, be run for the benefit of a trustafarian gerontocracy of the 60+ who inherited property, not a society where entrepreneurial vigor counts. Of course, the right-wing papers tell you all the money is being gobbled up by evil inheritance taxes. A typical Express headline this year was "Shock Poll Reveals Pensioners Despair at Not Leaving More to Children." The headline would not work so well if we replaced the word children with 61-year-olds. The tax haul from IHT is indeed up. It will be £5.3 billion in this tax year, up from £4.7 billion in January 2016-17. But that amounts to just 0.08% of the UK's £6 in property wealth. And the vast majority of people won't pay a penny in tax. The current tax-free allowance is £325,000, but that rises to £425,000 if the money is going to children or grandchildren. What's more, the surviving partner from a married couple is allowed to use both tax-free allowances. So parents can already pass on as much as £850,000 without paying a penny in tax. Given that the average property price in the UK is £210,000, and many elderly people will have to pay large care home bills, the reality is that tiny numbers are caught in the net.